Hi everyone, today I'm reviewing the Magellan Explorist 110. This is Magellan's most basic GPS device, good for someone just getting into using a GPS or if someone just wants a basic unit as a backup. Starting with the outer construction, you've got a fully rubberized outer material. The screen is recessed in its like indentation to help protect it, and it feels quite solid in the hand, quite sturdy, quite comfortable. At the back you have the battery compartment, which is accessed with this small clip. You flip half of it up, turn it 90 degrees anti-clockwise and pull the cover off. That small mechanism is to give it the watertight seal for the waterproofing. There you have the batteries themselves. It's two AA's. These can sometimes be a bit difficult to get out. Sometimes I need a key or a pen or something to get in there, and what I don't like is that they put this piece of plastic in between them, so normally if the two batteries are right next to each other with nothing in between, once you get one out you can really easily get the other one out, but each one is individual and each one is quite difficult to get out, which can be, it's not really frustrating. If you're doing it at home, you've got some scissors or a key to do it. It's not great that you have to do that because you could obviously damage something, but if you're out walking and you need to change the batteries, then it can be quite difficult, especially with cold hands or something, or not the most practical. You've also got the recess at the bottom there for Magellan's accessory attachments. At the bottom, under this rubber cover, is a USB port for transferring data, and that feels quite a good solid seal. So that's the physical aspects of the unit itself. So let's turn it on. You've got the on button at the top here, so if you hold that down a couple of seconds you'll see it turning on. The first thing you see when you switch the device on is the map screen, and this is just a world base map, so a really large scale, very little detail to it, but it is in colour, and you've got if I zoom out you can see the green area is because that is a national park. You can see blue areas for water and red areas for roads, and it'll mark on towns and cities and things. So fairly basic, but better than some other base maps I've seen from GPS units. And the blue arrow there, that is your location, and along the bottom you have 4 data fields. I've got the current speed, coordinates, GPS accuracy, and the time to the next waypoint or route point, and you can customize these, change the number of them, change what they show by pressing menu, and that will give you the options. And top one you have add waypoint if you want to add a waypoint, various track functions, reset the trip if you want to show the compass over the map screen itself. Once you have created a route and added it to the map, or once you start creating waypoints and route markers and things like that, they will all be shown on the map as well as your active route, all the walking you've done, so you can see that and use that to track back or navigate around. At the top of the screen you have the battery indicator. At the top left, showing green, about half full at the moment, the time and the signal strength. If you press the back button here, it will take you to the main menu screen where you've got all the fields, different options to navigate through. On the top left you've got the map where you've just come from. Top middle you've got the start if you want to start a track. So basically if at the start of a walk or start of a travel, you press that and it'll start recording data. I like this start new track function because you can decide when you actually want to start the track. You can make sure you've got good signal and good battery by the time you start the track, and you've uploaded all your waypoints, you've got your route sorted out, and then start the track, so it's not just automatically collecting data as soon as you turn the device on, unlike some other GPS devices which do that. So in the top right you've got the tracks menu, and this shows all your saved tracks, either ones that you've saved on the device itself that you've walked, or ones that you've created on the computer using mapping software and uploaded to the device. And at the very top you've got the active track. It's your most recent track, the one that's sort of current. And if you select a track, so I'll select active track 1 and press the middle button on the joystick, which you use to navigate, and it will give you the details for the track. On here you can edit various things. You can change the name from the top data field. If you select that, you can change the name there of the track. If you select that field, it will show you the distance and elevation and time. Distance travelled 16 miles, elevation change 353 meters, total ascent and descent, duration, moving time, average speed, etc, etc, etc. All the data you would want, grid references, etc. Description, if you want to add that, give a little route description, some details, your own notes about it. And if you select the vertical profile, it will show you the elevation graph, and you can navigate that by going down and moving that small green line across, so you can see the exact elevation at each point during your walk. So that's quite good that you've got all that data ready to hand on the device itself. You don't need to upload it necessarily to your computer so that you can see that data. If you press the menu button while you're in the main tracks menu, you can save the active track, search for tracks, clear, or show various tracks. On the middle left of the main menu you have the waypoint menu. So these are all the waypoints that you have saved. If you select one, you can change the name, etc., change the description. If you press the menu button while you're on the list, you can add a waypoint, view the waypoint on the map, search, project waypoints, or delete all. In the middle you've got geocaches, not something I've used. I know it's very popular with some people, and you do get a free trial with the device with the geocaching website, but you've got it's all paperless if you're familiar with geocaching. Middle right you've got the routes screen. I've not created any routes because I use tracks. Routes are the difference between routes and tracks. Routes are a sort of point to point, so if you select a waypoint to a waypoint to a waypoint, or a town to a town, it's basically sort of straight line distances between major points. So that's good if you want to create a route on the device itself, because it's simple. Just select points and points and literally join the dots, but it'll give you straight line distances between them. Routes or tracks, sorry, are ones that you've literally drawn on, so you've much more detail that you've either drawn on the computer, on mapping software, or with ones that you've walked already. So much more detailed than routes, I find. And just menu options, you can sort or add a route. So I'll just do that. I'll add a route, see what. There we go. So route 1, if you want to create a route, just add a point and then select a point, and maybe it could be a coordinate, grid reference, a waypoint, or a town or city, etc. And just add the points until you've got your route, and then navigate yourself between them. Back to the main menu screen. Bottom left you've got the dashboard function, which at the moment is set to satellites. So you've got the satellite screen, tells you all the satellites that you've picked up, signal strength. At the bottom left you have the satellite strength, which is excellent at the moment, and the accuracy, which is 23 feet. If you press the menu button, you can switch dashboard to either so on the left you have satellite, top you have compass, right you have altimeter, bottom you have data only, and middle you have dashboard itself. So I'll show you the compass. It's not a three-dimensional compass, so if you turn the device like that, it won't know which way you're pointing, but once you start walking it will tell you which direction you're walking in and which bearing. At the top you've got a couple of data fields which you can customize yourself. So if we change the dashboard again to the altimeter, it will tell you the altitude, the elevation profile of the walk that you have done, or the most recent elevation changes, and speed and time. So if you select the data only, it will just show you data fields. Again, you can customize these to show whichever data you want. You've got things like heading, average speed, moving average, stop time, moving time, average speed, time travelled, accuracy, all sorts of things that you can show on that. And at the middle of the dashboard itself will show you a small compass and a few nav fields, as well as sort of moving speed, time to the next, etc. Again, you can customize those, but this view probably gives you the most well-rounded variety of data from the dashboard screen. Bottom right you have the tools section, so this is settings and other things, so settings there. Brightness, volume, self-explanatory. Power, depending on what batteries you're using, you should change it. So I'm using rechargeables. If you're using lithium or alkaline, you can change that. Power off timer. And speaking of batteries, battery life on this I found to be about 10 hours before it starts telling me that the battery's going low and I should change. So it's not that great, especially when you consider how difficult the batteries are to get out. You might get sort of 2 days walking out of it, but yeah, not that great. I mean, that's probably mainly down to things like the colour screen and a few of the extra features this has. Date and time, self-explanatory. So we've got map options, things like the orientation if you want the north arrow up or your track facing up. Number of map fields of the map data. Quick info, so if you move the cursor on the map screen, what will it come up with? You can change it to coordinates or distance to that cursor from your point. This is mainly what you want to have displayed on the map itself. On the tracks settings, the login mode just selects how often it tracks a data point. So by time, every 10 seconds or 1 second. Alarms, this does have sound, so if you want, you can have proximity alarms to a waypoint, so when you get close to a waypoint within 20 meters or something, it will alert you. Same with geocaches, it will tell you if it's lost GPS signal. You can change the appearance of the compass if you wish, as well as the background. You can change colours and styles. On the navigation, you've got the map datum coordinates system, so I've got OSGB for Ordnance Survey Great Britain, and accuracy to 1 meter, map datum, north reference magnetic, altimeter source, GPS. Memory will tell you how much memory you have left and how much you have used up. If you want to clear it, you can. So that's all the settings done. The track summary is basically your current track, the active track, distance you've travelled, elevation change, etc. Nothing different there. Waypoint projection, so if you say a bearing, say 90 degrees from where you are and a distance, and then it will tell you that set a waypoint to that point. Fish and hunt calendars, sun and moon calendars, area calculation, help, product demo, screen capture, and owner information. Another feature which I quite like is the ability to lock the screen. So if you press the menu button, then scroll down, you have the ability to lock the screen. So if you've got it in the pocket while it's on, or when your rucksack, then any sort of movement, any pressing of the buttons by accident won't do anything, because you've got to unlock it before you can use it. And then to turn it off, you can either press the menu button and select power off, or suspend, it puts it in sort of sleep mode, or press the on off button and again suspend or power off and select that. So that's more or less it for the features that the Magellan Explorist 110 has. As for my personal use, I found it quite good. There's certainly a lot of features to it for such a basic device, and I found it sort of accurate enough. The battery life is lacking a little bit, I think, but it's sometimes a trade-off between features and battery life, things like that. So if I was just using this for a day and I wanted some more interesting data, then this would be good. Also, navigating around the menu screen does take a fair bit of getting used to. A lot of it is sort of menus within menus, so every screen has its own menu screen, and it takes a bit of time to get through all those to find the bits you need sometimes. but overall I think it works quite well. So that's it for the Magellan Explorist 110. If you've got any questions about this unit, just leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. And thanks for watching.